Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about brushes. I have a lot of different brands in my collection. I love brushes. I have a large collection of brushes. Although I culled it recently and sold a bunch, I still have quite a lot. I do switch out my brushes quite a bit because I don't tend to wash my brushes right away. I just kind of collect them until I don't have any more. And I have quite a few brands that I would in the future like to review and compare different price points. The two brush brands that I really want to try is one is the Wing Gauze. It's more of a premium brush set, and one is Zoeva. I hear they have a really excellent quality and they are very affordable. Those are the two ones that I haven't tried, but I will in the near future, and I'll also do a bit of a review on them and tell you about those. But I have quite a few different brands, and here's a sampler of what I have. This is actually what is on my vanity right now and what I use for brushes right now. I just had this idea this morning looking at my brushes, thinking, hey, why don't I just go through the brushes that I happen to have on my vanity right now and show you what I have and what I'm using currently. So let's start here. This one is a bit of an accident. This is the Sephora VIB Rouge gift one for this year. For this past year, and I am really not using it. I stuck it in there after having traveled with it. So this one actually is a bit of an accident, but I told myself that I'm not going to edit. I'm just actually going to show you what I have. So here it is. For foundation, I'm using currently this Morphe one. This is an unknown number. There's no number on it. It's a white handle from the website. I was curious to try some Morphe brushes, and I've tried a few, and I've decluttered most of them. I've tried quite a few, and I've decluttered most of them. Their synthetic brushes are not so bad. I am not mad at their synthetic brushes. They really are identical to Mita Crown Brush, which I have also used in the past. I'm not sure if I have any left. I might have decluttered them, but they are good, and they're kind of the same. Like, I didn't see any difference between these and the crown brushes, and the crown brushes are cheaper. So I was confused as to why there was this price disparity, although the quality seemed to perform identically. But this one I still have in my collection currently, and this is just a bit of an angled foundation brush. It's very, very dense. I do like it. I've had a Sigma brush before that was quite similar to that one. I won't remember the name of it right now because it's been years. Years since it's gone from my collection, actually. I believe I gave it to my aunt, but this one is quite nice and dense. I like it. It works very well. It washes up well. It didn't shed on me. It didn't do anything funky. I like this brush, but I don't think I'll buy it again. I'll just buy Crown if I want to go that way, or I will probably get e.l.f. actually, or Eco Tools. Those are brands that I'm quite comfortable relying upon, and especially Real Techniques and Eco Tools are very affordable as well. Next, we have another brush here. This is a powder brush from Real Techniques. I love Real Techniques. To me, they really struck gold with the price to quality ratio. I like their design of the brushes. I like the kinds of brushes they come out with. I like that they're cruelty free. There are a lot of good things about Real Techniques, and I think if you are not a makeup artist, you can actually furnish your entire brush collection by Real Techniques brushes for, you know, not that much money. It's really quite affordable. Not the cheapest ever, but quite affordable, seriously. So I think this is a really, really excellent choice, actually, for everybody. They're just good brushes. They're just good quality. No shedding, wash up very well, retain the shape. It's a synthetic bristle, so it's going to last for a really long time. Picks up smaller amount of product than the natural bristle. But this is a big powder fluff brush. I like to apply bronzer with it, actually. I don't really like to apply powder with a big brush because I have dry skin. I don't powder my entire face. I want more precise application in a T-zone of powder. So this one is really my super big, like, bronzer swipe on brush, and I'm very, very happy with it. I enjoy it, and I would recommend Real Techniques in general. I have tons from Real Techniques. This is most of what comprises my current collection of brushes, but, you know, it does always change also. Next we have a Smashbox brush. I am quite impressed actually with the Smashbox range. They are more difficult to get your hands on because in Sephora they're not sold anymore. But this is Smashbox 16, sort of the blush brush. But it's such a universal shape, that one. This is a natural bristle as well. I am thinking about transitioning to synthetic bristles only, but I'm not 100% decided on it. I'm still sort of thinking about it. This one is a natural bristle brush. I use it for both blush. I've used it for contouring because it does have this pinched shape. What a nice shape. I think this is a very, very universal brush. You can powder with it, you can highlight with it. It's just a perfect size and a perfect shape. I can't let go of it. I've had it for a couple of years and I really am going to continue to use it until it falls apart on me because this is excellent and it hasn't been shedding. It's been very, very smooth, very soft. It is a cut bristle brush, but it's not completely cut bristle. I see the tapering bristles as well. So this is gathered and cut bristle, combination of the two. Really beautiful brush. I cannot complain. I do use it for blush mostly. Another one I use for blush is this Gorgeous Beauty. This is Hakuhodo brush. I don't know which number it is. It's rubbed off. If it was ever here, it's rubbed off. But this is also a natural bristle. Very, very flimsy. You can see how soft it is. This is ridiculously soft. Bunny's tail soft on your face. And it is, by me, used for very, very pigmented blushes. Just to put on the apple of your cheek. A very, very pigmented blush for a pale person is a problem. This is where these super, super soft, flimsy, fluffy brushes, you see, it's not really packed at all. It's very, very flimsy. They come in to save the day. And really, you can't use very pigmented blushes on pale skin in any other way except for with a brush like this. Another brush by Hakuhodo is this guy, and this is again an unknown number, but this one I use for highlight. It just is such a perfect fit for highlight. It's natural bristles, so I do not apply cream or liquid highlights with it, only powder, and I do think that this is a fantastic, fantastic choice. I've had it for now, I think 3 years, both of these guys, and it's held up beautifully, washed up great, and works very, very nicely, functions super well. Another Morphe find that I still keep a hold of is this guy. This is Morphe 553. This is about 2 years old. I am sad about this brush because I actually love the shape of it. This is a natural bristle brush as well. I love the shape of this brush. You see how it's slightly tapered, how it's not too big, not too small, and it's really great for pressing the powder into the face. This is a really, really great shape, and I would have loved to have 2 of these, one for bronzer and one for powder. However, I will not ever have 2 of these. In fact, this one is going to probably be given away soon as well because this guy sheds on me. It doesn't happen with this synthetic one, but this natural bristle one, I think the bristles break. I don't think they actually escape the ferrule here. I don't think they fall out necessarily, but I do think they break. I think the quality of the hair is so poor here that the bristles break and it leaves like black specks or pieces of bristles on the cheeks. This is a huge disappointment. I think this was not worth the money. I think I totally get what people say about Morphe and their brushes shedding. I don't think this is good quality at all. I mean, you see what's happening here, no? Like, do we see this hair right here? It just fell out. It was just sitting on the brush. So yes, the quality is very disappointing on this one, but I love the shape, and so I'm just keeping it to sort of keep on a lookout for this shape of a brush. As you can see, the Real Techniques one is much more fluffy and the shape is different. It's about almost double the size, really. What I want is this kind of a size and this kind of a tapered shape, slightly tapered shape. That's what I want. This would be great. I could replace this Morphe one with something better because the quality is kind of crap. A brush by Prescriptives that I've had for maybe 4 years at this point, and I continue to use it and I love it, is Prescriptives Soft Shadow Brush. Prescriptives makes wonderful brushes. I do recommend you check them out. They're not cruelty free. This is a bristle brush, natural bristle brush. I like to do sort of a go over of the entire eyelid with this brush, if I'm laying a base color or whatever. This is just a nice little kind of fat pinched brush, and in a pinch I really can use this brush to do most things. Like, it's skinny enough to do some detail work even, and then I can flip it and really work on blending with this as well. So very nicely done prescriptives. I have a couple of brushes by them and I really think they're great. Then I have a Lise Wattier definition brush. This is meant to be a crease brush, and this is again natural bristle brush. I have a lot of natural bristle brushes, but generally that's pretty much all the natural bristle brushes that I own. Generally I use synthetic brushes way more, but this guy I use for blending. So when I apply my crease color, I do like to go over the crease, above the crease, and sort of blend that color up into the base color, which I just applied with a prescriptives brush. Then we have this little guy. This is from Quo. I at some point, somewhere, sometime got a little flat shader brush. This one in a set from Quo. I think I got rid of everything from that set, but I kept the little brush because it's just so basic, nothing special about it. It's just a basic flat shader. I have no problem with it. It doesn't actually shed. Morphe, if Quo can do it without shedding, you can. So it's a good brush, nothing special. Won't recommend it because you can get your shaders anywhere really. And then I have this little guy from Yves Rocher, natural bristle brush again. I have to tell you about this one. I really enjoy this little brush. I don't think it has a name, or if it does, it's not printed on it, but you can find it. Like, this is the only one that looks like that in their lineup. This is, for me, functionally a dupe for MAC 217. I love MAC 217 and I have two of them, and then I just wanted to find a more affordable alternative, and this Yves Rocher guy is really very similar. It functions the same. It's not quite the same shape or the same length. It feels very similar, but it feels pretty much the same. It functions just like 217 does. I can't even pick one over the other because they're the same kind of brush. Yes, they will look a little bit different, but trust me, once you're using it in your eye, the same thing. So if you want to save a little bit of money, 217s are not so cheap. Go for the Yves Rocher one. I have two of these as well, so mostly I rotate between those four brushes, the two 217s and the two Yves Rocher ones, and it works great for crease work. It's one of those brushes that I always have on hand. Such an easy, good pick. And then I have three Real Techniques ones. One of them I'm not using currently at all because this is for cream liner, and I'm not using cream liner at this very moment. I'm using a liquid liner, which is what is on my eyes right now. So this one's kind of just hanging out until I sort of tap into a fluid line or something, you know, some kind of a cream liner of choice. These two, however, I do use all the time, and I'll tell you why. This one I love for my brows. It's a little bit like it can be used as a liner for cream or liquid or even powder for your eyes, but really I think this is primarily for me a brow brush, because when I'm working with a liner, I really would like for it to be a little bit thinner, a little bit more precise, a little bit stiffer. This one is pretty stiff, which is great for brows, and it is a little bit of a thicker shape. So this one is really an excellent brow brush. I don't know about lining with it. I wouldn't. I would probably get something a bit daintier, but a really excellent brow brush. Easy to wash. Again, had it for years and nothing ever goes wrong with it. And the last one in this particular sort of little stash is this little detailer brush, and it's called Accent Brush by Real Techniques. Oh, what a good little find. I had it for a while and I wasn't really using it because I don't know, what am I going to use this tiny little one for? And now I've figured out what I like to use it for. I do like to either do some outer corner work with it, and sometimes I just like to smudge a little bit of a dark shadow shade along my lash line, and that would be my eye look for the day. I also like doing lower lid work with it. It's just small enough and perfect enough in size and shape to give you an opportunity to just do a lot of detail work. This one I've used before also to put on lipstick, a bright red lip. I would sometimes put it on with a brush. Normally I don't bother because who has time for that? I'm using the bullet, but this one is actually a really nice little detailer brush, which is going to serve you really, really well. That's all for my brushes. I hope it was fun for you to see what kind of brushes I have and to sort of maybe get some ideas about which brushes you would like to get. Overall, I strongly recommend Real Techniques. I love Hakuhodo. It's a little bit more expensive though. And there are plenty of other brands out there. I would say no to Morphe. I would say yes to Smashbox. Generally, you can find a lot out there in the market. And I am into experimenting with my brushes. That's it for today. See you guys later. Bye-bye.